This is why we need the Sonic book series to come back, is because of stuff like this. Say what you will about the controls, but the gameplay, the storyline, how Sonic is in the book series, it's also epic, and we need cutscenes like this. These are top tier Sonic games, in my opinion, but we need this series to come back, because Sonic was so good, and his character in these book series games were so good. Actually, in Sonic Black Knight, I think this was like either the best or one of the best Sonic, Sonic characteristics we have seen in Sonic. Like, we've seen, like, Sonic tells Merlina that he forgives her, and even after all she's done, and we need to live life to her fullest, and that's what he says, and that's so true, because there are so many sad moments and mad moments and everything in our life, and we just need to live life to our fullest. And I feel like this book series needs to come back. We could see this come in like in a different, of course it will come in a different kind of like storyline. In the Sonic the Black Knight, we had a night story from Sonic. In the Sega Rings, we had like a type of Aladdin story. We need to, we can see another type of book series on a game. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys would like to see in that, and if you guys would like to comment, like, subscribe on this video, it helps out your YouTube algorithm, and it helps out this video a lot, and thank you guys so much. So I would love to see how this book series come back, because not only are these storylines, and Sonic is so good in this game, and the storyline, the gameplay is so good. You have epic camera angles, epic cutscenes, you got epic voice lines. Now, honestly, for me, the Sonic Black Knight controls were not bad at all, but Sonic and the Sega Rings kind of iffy. But for Sonic Black Knight, like, it's so epic on Sonic wielding a sword. Something about Sonic wielding a sword is so epic, and we need this. We need to see another Sonic book series. I know I keep saying that, but it's like it's so true, because I hope we see another book series Sonic game in the future down the line, whether it be like 10 years from now or 20 or 50 or whenever. But I do think the series needs to come back. And I think you guys would all agree. I do like the Sonic in the Black Knight also shows us something. It shows us that even a spin-off Sonic game, can be just as good as mainline Sonic games, or even more better than the mainline Sonic games. And I do think that is so true, and we need to see more of this. We need to see more of Sonic's character like this in Sonic the Black Knight. The storyline of Sonic and how he, just how Sonic is in the Sonic Black Knight. It's so good. We need to see Sonic like this again. He's so loving and forgiving in the Sonic Black Knight, and I love it. And we get Shadow, we get Blaze and Knuckles as knights in the Sonic the Black Knight, and you fight them. Like, fighting Shadow in Knuckles and Blaze are so epic also. And I do think that now that we have more Sonic characters now, I feel like now is more than ever a good time to bring back the Sonic games, or book series Sonic games. I do think that this would be so good, and I think you guys would agree too. And I also do think the gameplay could be, I do think the controls would be a lot better nowadays, since the Wii was literally like, one of the first, or the first console, I think, that introduced motion controls. And since it was like the first to do it, it was really janky. At least in Sonic and the Sega Rings, it was a little bit janky, but and iffy. But now that we have better technology and stuff, I do think that the games would be so much better, or the motion controls would be so much better if the Sega and Sonic can consider to bring the book series back. I do think that we would enjoy them a lot more. I wonder what the next book series game could be. I wonder if it will be like a Peter Pan movie, sky's the limit for that. We need another book series game, because I know a lot of people. Heck, I've been looking at YouTube videos and the views are so high for the Sonic book series. Actually, I go on my YouTube research page, or whatever it's called, and I look at my viewers. There's a little box thing where the viewers, at least for the viewers of your YouTube, you can see what they search, or the general audience, what they search for Sonic, and the number 2 is what I see as Sonic the Black Knight and Sonic and the Secret Wings. Those are the top 2 most ones I have seen, and I'm like, dang, people still want a Sonic book series, and they still think that these games are good, because they are that good, and I love these games so much, and they're so nostalgic, and I've loved them ever since they came out, and I love them so much. You can't deny how epic the Sonic the Black Knight one of the last cutscene was. Like, Sonic wielding Excalibur and getting gold armor and then fighting Merlina, like, oh, it's so epic. It's so epic, and I wish they would bring back the Sonic book series, and I hope they do. I do think that now Sega, from a business standpoint, like, they could be like, well, back then the book series didn't do well. I think it's because the motion controls. I think the number one thing I constantly hear people say about the book series is that the motion controls are horrible. I disagree with that, except in Sonic the Secret Rings it's kind of iffy, but I do think that with today's technology, I do think that the motion controls would be better, and I do think that Sega do need to reconsider bringing back the book series, because people are loving it so much, and I tweet a little tweet on Twitter, and people want it back. The fans in me want it back so much, and it's so good of a book series. Like, the book series are so good. It's like, actually, the book series are like one of the most loved Sonic games of all time, and I do think that they need to bring them back, and I hope they do, because oh boy, man, if we get another Sonic in the Black Knight kind of way of a cutscene again with the gold armor transition, not in Sonic being a knight again, but being like the same epicness as that, like, oh, it'd be so good. And I do think it would sell a lot more. Like, people are realizing that the book series are not as bad as they once, or not as bad as they. As people thought they were, whenever they first released, but they're so good. The book series are so good. I've always loved them, and I hope they bring them back. And sorry, I'm rambling about the book series, but I want them back so much, and I think you guys would agree with me too. Also the bosses in the Sonic book series are so epic. I love the bosses so much. The music in those games are so good. They're some of the best Sonic music in the whole franchise. Like, you got like the Speed Mending, you got Fight the Knight with Me. Like, come on, dude, you got all of that, and then it's so epic. And I hope they bring back the book series. I hope they bring them back. The bosses, like, going back to the bosses, like, man, it's like, some of those boss fights are so epic, and the way that you have to hit them and everything, it's like, it's so, what's it called? It's so, the ideas are so good on when you fight them, because it's so unique. There we go, unique is the word. They're so unique on fighting them, because Sonic usually spins in a ball and homing attacks into the boss. Yeah, that's what you do for Sonic in the book series, but, some of them are unique, as in, like, Sonic has a sword and you fight Merlina at the end. For Sonic in the Secret Wings, you fight Eraser Jin with using some kind of blast, or I forgot what it's called. The move is called, but Sonic kicks a ball at the Eraser Jin, Sorry, in that lost boss name, I can't even pronounce it right. I can't even say it right. But yeah, the book series are so good, and I think you guys would agree with me that they need to bring them back. And sorry for my rambling, and I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope you guys enjoy this video, and hope you guys enjoy this video, and see you guys next time. Bye!